if you teach a man to fish, he'll want to use your yacht. And I don't want it smelling of fish. But I'm gonna do it anyways. In this episode of the Side Hustle to Win experience, this is where we get together to discuss issues that you really care about. So in this episode, I am gonna talk about what WTF happened to Ampleforth. We're gonna get into a few of its competitors, and I got another secret Uniswap gem banger dropping on all of you today. And if this is the kind of content that you like more of, please like, subscribe, and click on that notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I upload content. So, I want to personally thank you for joining me in my experience to financial freedom and come along for the ride. Please remember that I'm not a financial advisor and to do your own due diligence and research. Before I get started, please follow me on Telegram, t.me/sidehustle-to-win1, and also like my page on Facebook, facebook.com/sidehustle-to-win1. On there, I give some exclusive updates that I don't get a chance to make a video on, such as getting into the pre-sale for one of those Ampleforth competitors that I dropped in just those two channels on Telegram and Facebook. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into Ampleforth, right? By now, everybody should know what Ampleforth is. It's adaptive money built on sound economics, and essentially what it does, it rebases every day. If the value of the token is above, I believe, 1.06, it will inflate the token supply to try to reach that equilibrium. And if it's below that price, it's gonna deflate the token supply and give you that price. If you kind of want me to get into it a little bit more, basically, let's just say for simple matters of thinking, if the price of it is above 1 USD, you get more tokens because it wants to drive the price down. And if the price of Ampleforth is lower than 1 USD, it's gonna shrink the supply and drive the price up. Now, this was the hotness, like, for a minute. Okay, maybe it's more like a week or two. A little bit more than a week or two. But in crypto, everything's a lot faster. So a crypto minute, Ampleforth was lit. I mean, it was really lit. Everybody was getting into it like crazy, right? I refer to Ampleforth as Mrs. Ampleforth because she took care of me the same way my grandmother used to take care of me as a kid. And then the bottom just fell out. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the price. So what you're looking at is the daily chart. And, you know, everything was going great for a while, had a little dip, that's great, you know, had a little dip, boom, pump back up, and then all of a sudden, boom, it just fell apart and then never really recovered. And we're lower than 1 USD right now. So as of the rebase today, we can anticipate the supply of tokens to shrink. What does that mean? If you had 100 Ampleforth tokens, you're gonna have less. When you're above 1 USD, if you have 100 Ampleforth tokens, you're gonna have more. We're gonna talk about the reason why I think your boy Side Hustle thinks the bottom fell out of this Ampleforth token. And we're just gonna ask my subscribers, because I have some of the smartest subscribers on the internet. Tell me, what do you think is one of the primary reasons for the price of a token to fall? I'll give you a couple seconds. No, it's not FUD. No, it's not the dev was hacked or anything of that sort. The number one reason, don't think too complicated. It is simply this. There are more sellers than there are buyers, which means the price goes down. That's easy. Sometimes the most simple answer is the best answer. So now we have to explore why the price of Ampleforth tanked so much. Why were there so much more selling than there were buying? And that, I'm gonna break it down for you with that side hustle perspective, but we're gonna have to put in work because in this market, in a bull market, you're probably gonna get gains. But if you want the truly big gains, you're gonna have to put in work. You're gonna have to put in some research. So this is what I think happened. Now, it may not be right, it may not be wrong. We'll see. Let's go ahead and take a look. All right, so let's go ahead and get into what I think happened to the price of Ampleforth. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. This is an updated Ampleforth token distribution chart. So I want to highlight two things. Number one, team and advisors, and number two, investors. So this right here, these two share of the pie. Okay, and why is that important? It's because of this. Now this is that advanced next level stuff. This is where you put in work. This is where teaching you how to fish will get you those big gains. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look. You're probably aware of Etherscan, right? Now we're looking up the token Ampleforth here on Etherscan, and I am going to highlight something to you here. So about 9 days, 2 hours ago, you see the Ampleforth investor pool and the Ampleforth employee and advisor pool have given out a bunch of tokens. So you got what, 9 million over here, 6 million over here from part of this pool. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Ampleforth chart. And we're just going to go back 9 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are daily candles, as you can see here. So each candle represents 1 day. So do you find it a little interesting that 9 days ago, the tokens were released from here to the investors and teams and advisors, and then we saw a huge dump? Could it be that those folks that got their tokens decided to unleash it all on the market in a rapid period of time, causing more sellers than are buyers? I don't know. What do you guys think? This is where you do that deep digging, and that will teach you how to fish for later on. So that's what personally your boy SideHustle thinks about what happened to Ampleforth. But let's go ahead and talk about some of the competitors. Because of the fact that Ampleforth was so hot, so hyped at one moment, there are tons of competitors coming out. Now, number one, we're going to talk about Rebase. Okay, Rebase Capital. This is one of those things where if you were part of my Telegram or Facebook group, you got advance notice about Rebase, and you could have participated in the pre-sale. Of course, you know, the pre-sale is obviously over by now. So let's go ahead and scroll down, and we're going to talk about what Rebase is. So Rebase aspires to be a stable coin. I just want to highlight this. Every day, different account owners are owners of a large increases in supply. The selection process is transparent and provable while ensuring a high degree of entropy and randomness. So it does the same thing that Ampleforth does. It does a rebase. However, certain days, certain owners will get more of a rebase than the other holders of the contract. So this doesn't only benefit the whales, because when a whale get their positive rebase, since they hold such a large portion of it, they get so much more tokens. Every time when the rebase happens, here's another tip. Every time when the rebase happens, if it's above 1 USD and you're getting more tokens, there tends to be a sell-off, because what do people do? They think of it more like, like dividends almost, where they just say, hey, my wallet all of a sudden, instead of having 100 Ampleforth tokens, it has 110. I'm gonna sell off the 10 token. So Rebase tries to resolve that issue by making it a little bit more fair, more equal. So you don't have to be a whale to get that large increase in supply. You can be a minnow, a guppy, and all of a sudden on that day, you just happen to be the lucky recipient of that random large owner rebase. So they're doing it, powered by Oracle's 230 UTC daily. So that's one of the competitors for Ampleforth. This is going to be coming out. I believe the public sale should be out, within a few days. Let's go ahead and talk about the next competitor, RMPL. So not Ample, but RMPL, right? RMPL. It is once again, randomized elastic supply token designed to solve market manipulation, and this has already launched. So you can purchase this. And what is so special about RMPL rebasing? Let's go ahead and click to see examples how RMPL rebasing works. Oh, that's a lot of math. That's not. I know how you guys hate math. So let's go ahead and do this. We're going to talk about the random rebase time. So RMPL will adjust the supply at random times 0 to 48 hours after a previous rebase. This converges to 365 rebase events a year. It prevents price manipulation and exploitation of these events by bots or whales. For example, Apple rebases at 2 a.m. daily, and as such, there are clear price dumps at 2 UTC each day. Like I mentioned, 2 UTC every day, the rebase happens. If it's above 1 USD, you get the token supply inflates, you get more Ampleforth tokens, people tend to sell off those tokens. So with Rample, the next rebase in time is randomized to occur in a 48 hours window. It could occur at any time. So this one doesn't give you a random large increase in token supply the way Rebase does. This one just randomizes the time it does it and the date it does it. So another competitor, Rample, you can trade this right now. It's on Uniswap. And then the last one I'll talk about, this was actually pure, what I like to call marketing genius or great timing. It's called anti-Ample. Ampleforth tries to replicate fiat. We want to destroy it. I mean, just look at that logo. They look like they're out to destroy things, right? So let's go ahead and read a little bit about the manifesto. So I want to highlight this. While Ampleforth issues more tokens based on supply and demand, we constantly destroy it. Cryptocurrency was born on the concept of deflationary assets. Anti-Ample takes this concept to the extreme. So that's what this one did. And the smart part about timing, about the marketing, this came out anti-Ample, and it came out right around the date when Ampleforth took a huge dump, and there was so much negativity around Ampleforth. People want to get away from it. People want to get into something more positive. Anti-Ample came on, and people piled into this, right? A lot of, maybe the Ampleforth whales took their gains that they dumped from Ampleforth and got into anti-Ample, and this thing had a huge pump for maybe a day or two before the hype around this fizzled out. So that gives you this 3 different scenarios of what happens. You have the original Ampleforth, right? The original, the first mover advantage token with the largest amount of supply. And now you have a competitor coming out, with a twist, thinking about the whole Ampleforth protocol, thinking about the way it works. They give it a little twist. They have another competitor that does a different kind of twist. And then you have the anti-competitor that says, hey, I am the opposite of what this guy does. So out of those 3 competitors, are you going to go within any of these? Anti-Ample, Rample, Rebase, or are you sticking with the OG Ampleforth? Tell me in the comment section below which one of these 4 have you participated in, are you going to be participating in, and which one do you like the most? All right, so let's get into the Crypto.com drama. This has been lit in the crypto sphere. So essentially, Crypto.com has announced that they will be stopping support of their Mco token in the upcoming future, and they're allowing you to swap it into CRO tokens, which is the other token on their platform. So now what's the difference between Mco tokens and CRO tokens? So Mco tokens used to be what you stake to get access to their crypto debit card. Depending on how many Mco tokens you get access to these different cards. So as you can see, the lower tier, 1% back rewards on spending, all the way up to 5%. You also get access to Spotify, Netflix, Prime, Expedia, so on and so forth. But now you can notice that you stake CRO instead. Now CRO tokens, before, it was used to be staked on their exchange, so then you get access to their special cryptocurrency events such as Cardano, and you can purchase them at 50% off if you had at least, I believe, 10,000 CRO tokens staked. They had a special event for Bitcoin multiple times where you can purchase it for 50% off if you had at least 10,000 CRO tokens staked on their exchange. So now you can swap those Mco tokens into CRO tokens. They're combining into one. Now, why are they doing this, right? Let's go ahead and get into the AMA that Chris, CEO of Crypto.com, did recently. On August 4th, 2020, Chris stated, we did an ICO in 2017, but we can't have an ICO token perform core functions on our platform as we grow, as we get licensed, as we get regulated in all key jurisdictions around the world. So essentially, if you don't know this, but most ICOs in 2017 are not compliant. So in order to get around this, or not around this, but mitigate this risk, they are swapping the Mco tokens into CRO tokens. So what is the price that they're swapping it at? So right now, if you do the early swap, you get a 20% bonus, and they're basing the price on the 30-day VWAP. So basically, it's the 30-day price. Let's go ahead and take a look at the price chart. So basically, they're going to take all of July's price, and you're going to get a swap from Mco tokens into CRO tokens. If you can notice, there was a spike recently from 4 something to 5.44 on Mco tokens. Why is that? Because the Mco tokens are no longer at the value of Mco tokens, they're at the value of the CRO tokens that you would swap them into. So if you got news, if there was for a brief moment, there was an arbitrage where you can purchase cheap Mco tokens and swap it for more CRO tokens. Now you would think this is a good thing, right? Because for your boy SideHustle, this is a good thing for me. They lowered the requirements for the different cards. Before I had Mco tokens, I qualified for a Ruby card, but I didn't quite qualify for one of these J cards, the middle tier here. Whereas I have at least 10,000 CRO tokens, and that used to be less, that is less value as far as fiat goes than what I had to spend or stake for these cards. And I will be accessing the 3% rewards back tier, and I also will be getting access to Netflix as well. So it's been a good thing for me. However, I would not be SideHustle if I don't tell you about the other side, why there's drama, and break it down for you with that SideHustle perspective. For all of us that have Mco tokens that we purchased at around this price, where it's 4 something, 3 something, except for these folks here, maybe 6 something, this is a good thing. We're getting price appreciation into CRO. However, some of these folks purchased Mco when it was back here at 18 something, 17 something. What was the peak here? Peak was 22. So those folks, if they kept those tokens, they are unhappy because they're now feel like they're forced to swap CRO tokens at a much less value. That is unfortunate, right? It is unfortunate, but when you purchase any cryptocurrency, you know the price can go up and the price can go down. That's part of the game, right? I mean, you purchase tokens not thinking it's just going to go up. They have a point. Like, I understand because they're being forced to swap. So I understand their plight because obviously it's not going to feel good when you're Mco tokens when you purchase them that high. However, this is just part of the growing pains for the platform. This is what needs to be done in order for the platform to move forward. So that's the drama behind it, right? So the other thing I want to talk about, some of you have been waiting for that Uniswap gem banger. It is this, and this is super early. Like this is pretty early. I'll explain why it's so early. It's called UniTrade app. Why is this so early? It's because of the fact that this thing doesn't even have a website. I mean, all it has is tokens and a Telegram channel, and that's all you're going on. You're going on a prayer almost, right? But why do I like it? Why do I like this? Because the UniTrade website will go live on August 14th, which will provide much more information about the platform, the unique features, benefit, how it works, screenshots, etc. They're trading the token already on Uniswap. And there's no website. There's no platform info outside of the fact that this UniTrade app wants to enhance the Uniswap experience. What do I mean by that? It is going to give you the ability to set limit orders, buy and sell. It's going to have timed transactions and things of that sort. And why is there so much hype around this? The proof of the hype around this is this. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. UniTrade is now available on Poloniex. Now, Poloniex is kind of a big deal for SEX, right? For a centralized exchange. They're listing UniTrade before there's anything for UniTrade. Why would they do this? You're thinking to yourself, man, your boy SideHustle must have gone crazy. Why would he talk about a token that has no website, no white paper, just a promise of what it's going to do, except for the fact that I'm not the only one. Poloniex is also doing this. Why do we have so much interest in this? And it's because of the dev, Reborn 1002. This person right here. And why is that important? Here's a little hint. I like to leave little Easter eggs in my videos. If you read the about, this person is the dev behind Ghost. Oh, you know, the same Ghost that McAfee was promoting. So Reborn is somebody with a rep coming from Ghost, launching a new app on his own. And that's why a lot of folks have bought into this idea before there's anything really. And that's why I am buying into UniTrade, because I have followed the dev from Ghost to here. And we all saw how big Ghost was, right? I mean, Ghost got up, if you bought in at the low pennies, you know, from back in the ESH days, and then go, you know, all the way to Ghost, which hit $1 plus. There is huge potential in this. And the fact that you can set limit orders on Uniswap, that's something that's sorely needed. Your boy SideHustle, who, you know, likes to trade, and traders will love that function. So not only do I think the token would be hyped, it's got features that your boy SideHustle would actually use. So that's what I like about UniTrade. That's my Uniswap gem banger of this video. You've been enjoying the content in this video. Here are a few other videos that I think you'd be into. If you have not done so by now, please like, share, subscribe, and click on that notification bell. And as always, leave things better than when you found them and get your hustle on.